Hey guys, this will be a quick review. Well, I hope it's a quick review. Today I'll be reviewing the Nickelodeon kid slash teen show Super Ninjas. I think parts of this review might come off a little bit harsh, so let me just say that right off the back. I like the first episode and various episodes throughout the show, but right now it's an okay series that has potential to be great. One of the actors on the show actually follows me on Twitter, so I don't know if they'll see this or not. Really, I don't want them to see it because some of the things I'm gonna say are kind of harsh. So whatever. The story isn't really a big deal. There's this Asian kid named Mike. His grandfather dies, and he's given a letter which tells him about his family being ninjas. And then his friends get thrown into it, and then they become ninjas too. There's more to it, but I want you to watch the show. I think most of this happens in the first episode. It's either the first episode or the first and second episodes that all this is set up. Owen and Amanda are his friends. I didn't really want to say this, but Owen is your stereotypical black character who's just there for comic relief, and then you have Amanda, who's Mike's love interest. Owen's character, he wasn't even funny for real. Like, I don't know if this was for kids or something. Maybe they would have got the jokes, or maybe kids just laugh at anything, but I didn't find his jokes to be funny. I kind of found him kind of annoying. I guess I'm getting kind of old. Well, it depends. It depends if the jokes were good or not, because I thought the jokes were terrible. So that's just me. And then, you have Amanda, who's a smart girl. She always tries to keep the guys together. She's like a cheerleader, and there's like different stuff. The first episode, I actually did like it. There was this scene where I think they were throwing stuff at Mike, and he was like catching them in his mouth or something. They used like some slowdown. They used like a slowdown scene or whatever. They slowed the scene down. It looked really good, but I can't say that for the rest of the show. Okay. Season 1 consisted of a lot of villains who we only saw once or twice. There's a plot for the show that eventually comes into play. The finale of season 1 is great. I won't deny that at all, but as I was watching season 1, I remember like that I was thinking, why am I watching this? Seriously, some of the episodes of this show just kind of sucked. Freaking terrible stuff. And surprisingly, this show got a season 2, which consisted of some random plots and then some story. It's kind of similar to season 1. I even felt like season 2 kind of just said screw season 1 in the first episode. It's too silly at some points. Yeah, I can tell. You can tell if you watch the whole show. The creators were expecting a season 3. The ending is kind of left open. And Nick gave them a shorter season for season 2. So, of course, the show's not coming back. If they gave you a shorter season 2, that probably means the show wasn't doing too well. Like, I think I said this before. I follow Nick and Moore on Twitter, and they tweet about all the different stuff for Nickelodeon, Cartoon Network, Hub, all those kids shows, Vortex, and they were talking about Super Ninjas, and Super Ninjas got like season 2, and they're like the ratings weren't that good, so it kind of didn't make sense to give it a season 2 unless they thought the season 2 would help them in ratings so they could get a season 3. I don't know what they were doing there. And is it just me or a lot of Nick shows sucking these days? I don't want to be that guy, because like there are always these people who say the new shows on Cartoon Network suck, and I'm just like, I'm gonna defend these shows. I like Adventure Time, Regular Show, Amazing World of Gumball, but Nick, I don't know, it's just kind of horrible. You have Fred the Show, horrible show. Awesomeness TV, which just came on a few weeks ago, that was so horrible. I couldn't even finish the first episode. It was like comedy sketches, and then they had like YouTubers and comedians on there. I don't even want to use the word comedian. Actors, like actors from Disney and stuff. Like some of those kids on So Random. That show didn't really work out, so now they're on this thing called Awesomeness TV, and it's on. Like I've seen photos of it on Instagram. It's on YouTube. So I don't really know what they're doing with that, but I don't like the characters. I don't like the people. The show was horrible. First sketch was downright terrible. just most comedy shows not made by Dan Snyder get canceled. I would say Big Time Rush is one of the exceptions, and well, I like Big Time Rush. Don't judge me on that one. And then we have this new show like The Haunted Hathaways that just premiered. I haven't checked it out yet. I kind of got behind on TV. Like after I got caught up, I got kind of lazy. But I have a few episodes of TV to watch. I'll watch it between today and tomorrow, and I might give some thoughts on the Haunted Hathaways. I can't talk. I might put it on Twitter or Facebook. But back to the review, because I went all over the place with that. At some points in Super Ninjas, it seems like it's more about their teenage lives. If they wanted to make a more teen-like show, a normal show, they should have done that, because most shows don't really do normal teen shows anymore. There's always a gimmick in the show. Like, it can't just be about a family. Like in Good Luck Charlie, you have the kids, the babies and stuff. Teddy makes those video diaries. You have iCarly. They had iCarly, the show. Victorious. They go to a school about special talents and stuff. It's just like, why can't you just make a show? Like, just a show about people going to high school. It doesn't have to have a gimmick or anything. Like, I just want it to be completely normal. I think they could have done something like that with this show. If this is their attempt at a teen show, they kind of went the wrong way about it. Like, some of the teen stuff in the show is good, but the point of it, like the point of the show, it kind of strays away from that, and it just kind of strays away from the plot or the concept. And then sometimes it feels like they just conveniently throw the plot or the concept in there. Like, there was this one episode that seemed kind of completely normal. Like, it was a teenage episode. It was like an episode of school or something, I think. And then, like, suddenly there's this villain. And then, yeah. Seriously, there are way too many villains in this show. If the plot becomes too teen-like, as I was saying, they could just create any old villain to just throw in there to fix that. And now I'm going to go into a rant about the villains. There's way too many villains. And that's what I feel really hurt the series. They had plenty of great villains who we only got 1 or 2 episodes from. There is like a main villain, but they don't really come into play until later. And why not have one main villain for the whole season? In season 1, they introduced a great villain who I thought was going to come into play later. He never did. Even the yo-yo viral video guy, he was a great villain because his whole concept just made total sense. The show had great ideas, but they weren't executed correctly. Because, I mean, the guy who I was talking about earlier, he was a chess dude or something, and the way he was talking, like, he was going to come back later. And I'm just going to tell you, there's a prison episode, and, we see him in that episode, and that's it. So, I'm just saying, you had all these great characters, and you kind of just throw them away because you only have them in one episode. And they could have done better with this. Like, you could have had a small arc or something with the villains that could have lasted for a few episodes or something. You shouldn't have a new villain every episode, because after a while you're going to have too many villains. Next point, the acting in this show was bad. I don't really want to be mean to the actors, but your acting was kind of bad. I don't even think this was the kids' first times. The 3 actors and stuff. They all have acting backgrounds, so I don't know what happened here. The acting in the show felt forced and unrealistic. Also, I'm sure they had to go under some sort of training for the fight scenes. Perhaps they learned a little bit of martial arts or something, or maybe the characters already knew martial arts. I really can't talk. The fight scenes were terrible. They looked fake. I know you don't hurt the other person in the fight scene, but well, actually there is one movie that people got hurt in a fight scene. The Avengers. Something about the scenes were just off. Like, I don't know what was off about the scenes, but something was just off about them. And as I said before, most of them didn't look real. YouTubers can do better scenes than this. That's a big problem. If someone with a video camera on YouTube can do better than someone who has a TV show, that kind of means the two people need to switch positions. Because if these people on YouTube are doing better than the people on TV, the YouTubers could get more recognition on TV, and then this show or whatever can just be on YouTube. I don't know. Also, did something happen between the first and second season? Like, characters from season 1 are gone. Like Kelly, she was a mean character, but she was really pretty. That's literally the only reason I want her around. Eye candy, you know. Also, the new characters introduced in season 2 are almost in every episode. Why? They need to mix that. They should have mixed it up because they don't have a show anymore. They should have mixed it up. Final thoughts. I was a bit harsh on this show, but looking at it from a critical standpoint, it was a bad show. I'd give Super Ninjas a 5 or 6 out of 10. Maybe kids won't notice anything's wrong with the show, but I'm sure teenagers will. Once you get old enough to where you can think critically about things, I'm pretty sure you can tell that this show isn't that good. I'm not asking for a Spider-Man superhero story, but this could have been way better. Leave the ninja business to Naruto, because ninjas don't use grappling guns. This isn't Kim Possible.